Hi and welcome to another Type with me. In today's video I want to talk about CSS parent selector has. So with this selector you can very easily see that parent selector has a certain element into it. So in this case I created a HTML where you have the highlight invalid form. So here you have required, see right here, and here you have input of type email. It is required, and here we say that it must be a valid email address, right? So if we go here, you see that we have font family, we have padding, you have background. Here we have a form, and here we say that form has input invalid. You have the border color red, and you have the background color of this one. And if we now execute everything, you'll see that this is the result that we'll have. But you see here, form has input invalid. We only gonna do this when the input is invalid, right? So here, for example, the input is invalid, so we have here red, and we have here this, right? So if I now go here and do inspect element, I should be able to go to styles, and here you see form has input invalid, right? So if we now put here something, and here we put hello@me.com, you see here that we don't have that anymore. It doesn't have here styling, and you see here, if we then go over it again, you see that the styling is gone, right? So I think that's very great. Alright, so for our next example I have a card which has an image and a card without an image, right? And here we have a card again, and here we have some CSS. So that's pretty nice. If we go here, we have a body, we have a h1, and then we have card grid with display grid, a gap of 1.5 rem, and then grid template columns. And here we have a card, and here we have a card has image with a border color green and a background color of this one. If we now execute it, so if we now look at the results, we get a card without an image, we have a card with an image, and another card without an image, which is great because now we have the card with image with a little bit of different styling than the card without an image. And here another card without an image. I think it's nice because now we can very easily style certain things if from the parent, if it has certain elements in it. Here a card which has an image, well, we give it a border green and we give it a background color of this one, right? So you can very easily play around with it, right? And I think that's great. It gives you a lot of nice opportunities. Alright, so last example I want to talk about is when we have here a an HTML where you have a button, and here we have a button with just a regular thing in it, and here we have a button with an SVG part in it and a span of button with icon. And here we have a button has SVG, and here we have a button. So main thing here is that we can change styling if it has an SVG into it. So I think that's nice. And here we have then an optional style, the icon itself. So I'm gonna save this, and if we're gonna look here how this looks like, we can go to the browser to look how this looks like. So here you see again we have some different styling for this button, right, than this button, which is nice because now we can style our button a little bit different with an SVG icon to it than when we have a regular button, right? So what have we learned today? Well, we have learned that we can very easily use this styling. If you know, like, hey, we have a button, and if it has a child element SVG, we can give this button this kind of styling. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Please give this a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel. This means a lot to me. Thank you very much.